Hi guys, I'm coming to you from my kitchen here this morning. I realize this isn't the video that I told you guys that I would be doing when I made my update here a few days ago, but there's something that I need to tend to here in the house, and I thought, you know what, why not make a how-to video on how to do that. What I'm going to do is my bathroom window is a plain window that needs to be frosted because people could walk by and look in. So when I put the window in, what I did was purchase the cheaper version of the window that was not frosted, and thought of a way to frost it myself. So I'll set that up, give you guys a little view of it, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, this is the window that I was talking about. As you can see, it is, I'll try to get a closer shot of this. It is starting to come back off. What I've actually done was, see if I can get up here a little closer and give you guys a better view of that. Stick this thing in macro. I don't know if that's showing up on the camera or not, but as you can see, it's frosted pretty well, but the problem being that over time, and it's probably been 3 years now since I've done this, it has started to, I don't know, come apart or run or whatever. It is just paint, so I guess you kind of expect that over time. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to remove this window from the frame and set it up and get ready to paint it, and I'll be back and let you guys have a peek at how I do that. Okay guys, as you can see, I have assembled a few of the things that I'm going to need. One of them is a razor scraper. I don't know if you can see that there. It's just a cheap razor scraper that you can purchase at any hardware store. It has a razor blade in it there. I don't know if you can see that or not. This is probably going to suck, but there you are. That's a razor scraper. You also need some paint. You know, I don't know if I'm doing an ad for these people or what, but these are the only ones that I could find, at least in my area, that sell frosting paint. It's interior grade paint, so I believe that's part of the reason why over time it tends to separate from the glass here. I'm also going to need some tape, cute, and also I'm going to need some newsprint. So the first thing I need to do, guys, is scrape this old paint off, so I'm going to go ahead and get to that, and I'll get back to you here. Let's go ahead and start to scrape this old paint off. It comes off it comes off fairly easily, and as you can see, it's not going to take me very long to do this, actually. So, in any case, I don't think you guys want to sit here and watch me do this, so I'm going to go ahead and shut the camera down, and after I get it all scraped off, I'll show you the next step. Okay guys, as you can see, I've got this pretty well scraped off. Looks kind of weird. That's the pile of dust that it made. Pretty much dust. Well, there's the brand on the scraper that I got. I think I picked this one up at Lowe's. You could probably pick these things up at any hardware store. They're not that expensive. I scraped it off very well around the edges as best I could, as you can see. And next step's going to be cleaning this thing up a bit and trying to get a nice clean surface for the paint to stick to. So let me go ahead and get to that, and I'll get this thing set up, and we'll be right back. Okay guys, as you can see, one thing that I forgot to mention is you need some window cleaner. to clean the window. I prefer a microcloth to do mine. It works really well. Cleans the window up real nice, and of course you need to have it really nice and clean and absolutely dry before you start to put the paint on, because I don't know what's in that window cleaner, but it doesn't mix well with the paint. So before we can paint, the next step is to use the tape, and I use frog tape because it comes off fairly easily. I'll go ahead and start to tape it up here, and I'll be right back with you here. Basically, to tape it up, you just, well, what I do anyway, I get myself a piece of tape that's about the length that I'm going to need, and then I just get down here very close to the glass with it, as close as possible without leaving a line there. Okay, that worked out fairly well. Of course, my my EDC knife, of course, is a Victorinox Swiss Army knife. As far as I'm concerned, one of the best knives ever put out on the planet. Of course, that's my personal preference. You guys may not agree, and that's fine. Everybody has their own personal preferences here. Okay. So basically what you're trying to do here is create a mask so that you're not spraying paint everywhere but where you want it. Okay guys, where we're at now, the next step is to take some newsprint, and you're going to continue this mask thing. As you can see what I've done, I've gone all the way around the perimeter, anywhere you don't want the paint to be. I've also covered the corners with some little knots, pieces of tape here. The next thing you want to do is kind of the thing that the automobile painters out there will be quite familiar with. It's a little easier if you have an assistant, but I'm here by myself today with my two puppy dogs out here. They're laying there sleeping. It's alright, because other than that they'd be making all kind of noise and disrupting me here. Come on, tape. Okay, let's bring that around and use this side. Okay, the next thing you want to do, like I said, is kind of lay your newsprint down on top of that. And you're just basically taping it fast to the part that you've already masked, which gives you an area so that you can spray the paint on the window glass and totally eliminate any overspray onto an area where you don't want that paint to go. So basically, you just keep doing this and creating a continuous mask so that you don't get any paint and overspray on an area where you don't want the paint to be. Next step is going to be to paint this, and you're basically creating a mask all the way around here to keep any overspray off of the areas that you don't want any paint. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and I'll be back and we'll paint this window. Okay guys, I'm back. Okay, we're ready to paint now. Just to let you know, I've already shaken the paint up quite well, and it's ready to go. And before anybody starts to say that I am a fool for painting this in my kitchen, you can do it in your workshop, you can do it anywhere. I do it in the kitchen because it's convenient, and I have a door behind the camera and also another one behind me here that I can open up and get a draft through here. So I do have proper ventilation. I just want to let you know that. I don't, but you could also wear a respirator if you're allergic to this kind of stuff, or it's probably not very good for your lungs, but as I said, I have ventilation here, so I'm not going to get too concerned about it. After you get your spray can all shaken up and ready to go, you just begin to spray this on the glass. And the way I generally do this is that I put down a light coat first going in this direction. And of course, shake the paint as you go. Make sure that you get out into all the corners and edges. And what I do is I'll get a lap this direction. Making sure that you just cover all the glass, that's the main thing. Okay guys, we're going to let this dry till it turns to a frosted state. Then it'll be ready for coat number 2. So as soon as that happens, I'll get back to you here and let you know how long it takes. By the looks of things, it's not going to be very long, so I'll be right back. As you can see, the frosting, it already looks pretty well frosted, but I've only done a light coat, and I usually like to do 2. It actually works better that way. I don't think you can see through it in any case at this point, but I'm going to go ahead and put a second coat on here anyway. Basically, you just go through the same steps. It makes it look all wet again. And basically, you just try to make sure you cover it all. Oh, by the way, that took probably 5 minutes to dry. Wasn't all that long. Again, make sure you get all the edges. If you don't get all the way out in there, it's not going to work very well. So I've got to hit this right here. And work my way back out here. Now again, I go both directions. So I guess basically it's probably 4 coats of paint you get on here. But I don't know how it'll work for you, but for me, I probably did this 3 years ago. So I've actually gotten about 3 years out of this window before it started to erode and need fixed. So it's really not that bad. I mean, I guess it's probably due to humidity and the fact that this is interior grade paint. A little tip for you here, when you get done spraying what your project is and you still have paint left in there, put the can upside down and just spray out some of the propellant, and it'll keep your nozzle clean for the next time you'd like to use it. So I'm going to let this dry, and usually what I do is I'll let this frosting dry back down to the point where it looks frosted again, and then I'll remove the paper. So when it gets to that point, I'll be right back.